All right, hope you're having an awesome day. Just doing my morning walk here. Oh, not my morning walk. Usually I would have trained this morning, but my trainer is down in Melbourne, and hopefully she's having an awesome time. Shout out to Manor Gym at Suffolk Park, and instead just walking my dog. Had some bad news 2 days ago. So I think it must have been back in like maybe December last year, put in an innovation grant. And the New South Wales government has a grant, or had one, that was called MVP, Minimum Viable Product. And they used to have this for around $25,000, and you had to match it with 25, but they increased it up to 200,000. And the idea being that you'd have some kind of funding for innovation. So I went through the process and had a grant, somebody helped me with the grant, and we put it in, and then we changed governments here in New South Wales, and then it all just went on hold for like 9 months. They were like, hey, we want to give you the money, we want to give you the money, we want to get this going, we want to get this going, and then silence. And then finally, 2 days ago, the email comes through, application for your grant denied. I was like, okay, cool, that's cool. What was going on? They're like, well, you met all of these criteria, but the innovation criteria you failed on. I'm like, okay, because they said there's already enough software in the medical space. I'm like, well, that's kind of annoying to me, because if you actually looked at what I was doing, it was not replicating best practice. It's not building a new medical director or genie. Instead, it was dealing with the problems that we are going to face as we deal with the four horsemen of longevity: the dementia, the diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancer, and that the requirement for managing those diseases and preventing them is very different from somebody coming in with an acute pneumonia or an acute appendicitis or even a heart attack, even though that heart attack had signs from decades before. And the tools that we need for this are quite different to the tools that we've got right now. But unfortunately, this was lost upon the people making the decision. I'm like, hey, we've got some problems in medicine. And it makes me wonder about whether medicine's even the right place for this. That there are some challenges that we face in medicine, in that, one, we're typically very conservative. And I think of the case of the Australian doctor who diagnosed or found out about Helicobacter pylori. I mean, he was criticised so heavily. And in the end, there it is. The bacteria is found. It's like, okay. But change and innovation is traditionally not something we've been very good at. And there's a conservatism that's hard to go up against, even when we are clearly dealing with problems that have evolved. That as we have got a whole lot better at acute medicine, these challenges of longevity and chronic disease are significantly more. And that the problems are showing up well in advance of the final diseases, if we can find them. But being able to track those over long periods of time, being able to ensure that what should be done is done on schedule, this has far more to do with project management than it does to have with acute medicine. And the skill sets required for that, and the software required for that, very different. So unfortunately, New South Wales government didn't quite get it, and I get it. I'm okay with it, because I've also heard some other stories about these grants, in that they don't actually help as much as you'd think they would. It's like, hey, here's a bunch of money, off you go. No, here's 30% up front, and then when you're halfway done, here's another 30%, and then at the end we'll give you 40%. Now that sounds fine until you realise you have to fund all of that money up front. In which case it's like, well, why are we doing this grant anyway? Let's go to the bank, just get some more money coming in. And then it's easier, and I'm not involved with the government. The government, it's got some good things, it's got some not so good things. And perhaps part of me was like angry and sad, for sure. And part of me was like, okay, this is not the path. The grant money is not the path. Find another way. Make it happen. So Look, project management is not something that you've probably been trained in or have much experience, but I'd like to invite you to consider possibility the project management skill sets as we enter into this age of preventing chronic disease are going to be extremely valuable. So you want to check out some stuff around project management? It's not just about the software. The software is helpful for sure, but knowing how to track and manage projects over extended periods of time to ensure that the right things are done on schedule and they're done correctly is an art form in itself, and that the skill sets that we have as doctors in acute medicine are not very well suited to that type of care. All right, that's all I got. I'm going to finish off my walk. Beautiful day here up in Byron Bay. Hope you're having a great day too. Catch you next time.